everyone, I hope you're doing well and I hope that you have an incredible day. I'm here to do a daily intuitive card reading, still in a temporary setup. It is what it is. We're going to make it work. But let's take a look at the cards and see what the universe wants us to know for today, because things are happening and I also feel like they're not happening. You know what I mean? So much stuff is going on behind the scenes that we may not be aware of. Let's see what the universe wants us to know. Okay. Here's our pretty little crystal. Look at it go. We have another healing card, and it's Pineal Passion. And if I remember correctly, the pineal gland is related to the third eye, and the third eye is, like your spiritual vision eye, where you can see the unseen kind of thing. And Hado, again, I think is the vibration, the frequency, so tapping into the spiritual realm, being able to see not just with your physical eyes but also spiritually, and coming from a place of healing and passion, because our passions, our desires, our wishes, like those urges within us, a lot of times are coming from spirit, from source, from God, source, creator, the universe. Excuse me. And it's because we are vessels for the divine to, act through us. We're a conduit. And I've been getting all sorts of downloads and projects that I want to work on, and some of it is very, very big, and I feel like it's super important for it to come out there, but I don't know all the ins and outs. But being able to have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, to receive these messages, these downloads, this intuitive guidance, these intuitive nudges, the synchronicities and the signs, walking not just by your literal physical sight, but also by faith. Because so many of us will talk the talk, but when it comes to practicing what we preach and walking the walk, a lot of us can fall short. That's not to say that the universe will, judge us or think that we're lesser. But the universe is asking us to, walk by our faith, to see not just with our physical eyes, but with our spiritual eyes. Because what is impossible, like the word literally says, I'm possible. And everything that was once impossible was once a thought that someone had the courage to take action on and do. They had the passion, they had the drive, they saw it through even if there was a bunch of failures. So the universe is saying, hey, just because you don't see it yet, just because it hasn't happened yet in this world, just because there's been failures from other people or even you, that doesn't mean it's not meant to happen. That doesn't mean that, that seed was planted in you for a reason. Like, it is in you for a reason. And so you can bring it to fruition. But like seeds, they take time to grow, to germinate, to sprout, until you can harvest the fruits of your labor. So the universe wants you to stay steady. It wants you to stay the course. It wants you to keep that passion, that spark, that drive alive inside you, because good things will come if you stay the course. And it's not always easy. I'm there with you guys. I'm still in this very, I don't even know the best way to put it, but it's like uncertain situation, because I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where long-term housing is coming from. I don't know how all my bills are going to get paid. But if I stayed, it would have been bad for me and Suki. So it's like I had to take that leap of faith. I had to walk by faith, not by sight. And it's not always easy, but in the end, it's going to pay off for us. Okay. So let's do some healing. Let's, open up our third eye and see the truth, the real truth, and stay with some passion, the inspiration, the joy, the drive, because that's the divine speaking through you, But I'm sending you all so much love. Please take care. I hope you have a phenomenal rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.